Hey, what's going on, people? Decided to make a quick video today. So I was going online and checking some stuff out, and someone had an interesting debate. And basically, the question was which author is better, and the authors involved were Anne Rice and Stephenie Myers. Now, some of you are not old enough to remember Interview with the Vampire and the various books in the Vampire Chronicles, but Anne Rice was one of the earliest authors that really developed the vampire craze. She was extremely popular in the 80s and early 90s. I mean, she's still popular today, of course, but she was really popular back then, and she has written tons of bestsellers, and several of her books have been made into movies. Everyone kind of knows Stephenie Myers right now. She's the author of the Twilight series, and I don't think I need to really delve too much into her because I think everyone is familiar with that author at the moment. And basically, the person asked which author is better, since both authors write about vampires. That seems to be their main genre. Um, I was kind of taken aback by that question because I really don't see how you could ask that. That's like comparing Goosebumps to books written by Stephen King. Stephenie Myers is not a very good writer. She wrote an interesting story, but it's basically the same premise of Boy Meets Girl, written with a vampire subplot. It's not really anything special or original, to be honest with you. It's been done many times before, but that particular storyline appeals to young girls because it has to do with first love and emotions. But from a critical perspective, she's not really that good of a writer. I mean, I'm not trying to run my mouth or say anything. I do write, but I don't think I'm at that level yet of success, obviously. But I would say that as a writer, Stephenie Meyers is not that impressive. The characters are very flat, very one-dimensional, and honestly, I mean, the book is not realistic because the love between Bella and Edward is based on superficial stuff. She likes him because he's good looking, and he likes her because she smells good. They barely actually do anything in the book or the movies that warrants the kind of love that they profess for each other. It actually seems more like a codependent relationship than anything. And it's all about emotions without any reason. Anne Rice's books I love um, better, simply because she first of all she's a fantastic writer, regardless of the genre she writes in. She's just a very good writer. And secondly, she actually makes sure that her characters are believable, multidimensional, well-rounded, and they have flaws as well as good qualities. So you actually get attached to the characters that she writes about, and that to me is just the main reason why I think she's a better writer altogether. Stephenie Myers is successful because she's managed to strike a chord with preteen girls, teenage girls, and some women. You know, it's a typical love story. But you also have to understand that the character of Bella Swan is essentially a Mary Sue. Now, a Mary Sue is basically a character that is created for wish fulfillment. Bella has no discernible qualities. She's not particularly courageous. She's not particularly strong, and she doesn't really have anything that warrants the kind of love and attention that she gets. She just gets it. And I think the reason why a lot of girls like that book is because characters like Bella allow them to pretty much imagine themselves in that scenario. Bella is just like a placeholder, and any girl that picks up the book can replace Bella with herself. You know, because basically, if someone like Bella, who has absolutely no discernible qualities, can get the love of an impossibly handsome vampire and a handsome werewolf, then other average girls can get it too. So basically, Bella is just a device for wish fulfillment. Whereas the characters in Anne Rice's books are real. Not real in the sense of real life, but they're real in the sense that these are people with emotions and flaws. And when you read those books, you actually believe that. You believe that you're reading about people. You're not just reading a story. And I think that's probably the genius of Anne Rice, is that she was able to take a genre that had been played out after the Bram Stoker craze, and she was able to actually humanize those vampires. You look at the vampire Lestat and Louis and those other characters, and I mean, yeah, they have all these crazy powers, yeah, they suck blood and all that, but they're also people. They deal with their own fears, their own insecurities, they deal with their own desires, and it's not like things just happen. And that's really what made Anne Rice such a great writer, is the fact that she was able to take something that is very supernatural and make it seem natural. Whereas Stephenie Myers basically wrote a high school drama, but used vampires instead, which was a stroke of genius on her part, because it it resonated well with the audience that she was targeting. I'm not trying to say that Stephenie Myers sucks as a writer. I don't think she's that good as a writer. She's just managed to tell a story that people liked, and she's lucky enough to make money from it. But I don't think she's as good of a writer as people make her out to be. I think she just appeals to teenagers and little girls that don't really know better or haven't read better. But anyone that has read any books in the Vampire Chronicles or any, I mean, there is a lot of other authors that are into that genre that are really good. Anyone that has read those books would know the difference. So yeah, I mean, I don't see how you could even make a debate about that, because they really don't compare. Anne Rice is in a class of her own, and Stephenie Myers was just fortunate that people really liked her stuff. So that's just my opinion on it. Feel free to leave comments.